do this. Next up, we have Lacrimosa Dies Illa from the Deepwoken OST by Nacticonis. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happening here musically. So, if you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, become a member, turn on notifications, all that good stuff. Support the channel as much as you want. And, of course, two disclaimers. Number one, this is my first time hearing this track, so I will be pausing a lot, as I will be pointing things out as I hear them. And number two, this is recorded live on stream on a single take, so I might stumble upon my words. Whatever happens, happens. With that being said, let's do this. Lacrimosa. Let's see what we got. This is very different from the Lacrimosa I know. So, layer 1 combat theme, the main drum motif is at the end of the last Deepwoken song we did, Insomnia. Yeah, I was gonna say, this sounds familiar. So we start with the drum beat from Insomnia, which turns this into a rhythmic light motif. So we've had a lot of light motifs now when it comes to Deepwoken, which, by the way, Deepwoken is a Roblox game, turns out. So do with that information what you will. So we have a leitmotif. So what do these weird words mean? A motif is the smallest version of your musical idea, the essence, the seed from which anything and everything comes from. A leitmotif is when you take that and you use it in more than one piece for the same purpose. So again, I have to bring up Wagner because he's the one who coined the term. So Richard Wagner, he wrote a series of operas, 4 operas called The Ring Cycle. And it is 12 to 16 hours of opera depending on the performance, right? So that's a lot of music to write. And he decided, I want to be able to use some of the music again. So when, for example, somebody mentions Valhalla, because it has Norse mythology and everything, a very specific motif plays in very specific instruments. Whenever Valhalla is mentioned, or on the stage, or anything like that, and that is a leitmotif. That is a leitmotif. So we are extrapolating that and using this same thing. And a rhythmic leitmotif, a rhythmic motif just means it's a very specific rhythm. Because motifs are usually melodic. Because once again, when you have music, you have 3 main blocks: melody, harmony, rhythm. Melody is the melody. Whatever individual notes compose your melody. The harmony is what chords you use, the relationship between the chords, how they develop everything, and rhythm is the use of time. So when it comes to a rhythmic motif, it is usually going to be a little bit more difficult to come up with a rhythmic motif, and it's going to depend a lot on what instruments you got. The most famous rhythmic motif that exists, of course, it is We Will Rock You by Queen. You know, boom, boom, brah, boom, boom, brah. That is a rhythmic motif. And we all know it. So it can happen. And in this case, it's a leitmotif because it was used in the previous track of Insomnia. So we got a very, very lovely drum kit going on. Let's see where this goes. All right. So we are going entirely rhythmic. And yeah, don't request songs just yet. Don't request just yet. We are doing entirely a rhythmic. We're entirely rhythmic. Like the toms in the main motif are kind of pitched, but usually when it comes to rhythm and percussion, there are very, very few instruments that are drums that are not pitched. Pitched means that they actually have, the actual notes. Like, one of the very few drums that is pitched is the timpani. The timpani, these big boys, these are one of the very, very few drums that are pitched. So you can get melodies out of these, and it is, yeah. it is this. And right now we are using considerably smaller. Deepwoken is a permadeath game. Here, you're at your most vulnerable. If you die in the depths, your character is wiped permanently. It's also the only fair revive chance you'll get when you die. Interesting. So yeah, I like something funny about percussion. Anything can be percussion. Anything can be percussion in an orchestra. It's one of the most free form sections that you can have, to the point that Tchaikovsky used literal cannons for one of his pieces. He just decided, I want a special boom, so regular drums don't do it, so let's use literal cannons. So they just fired a bunch of blanks. And that's it. Chickens, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Mosh Pit. Welcome to today. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there, that yeah, there's some crazy stuff that can happen in the percussion section in orchestras. Let's see where this goes. There we go. Now we have the singing. Ooh. Okay, so now we finally get our melodic motif. We have a two-part kind of thing, a call and response. We have the vocals giving us the Dies Irae, that very, very famous Latin phrase. And then we have this, it's not a guitar, it kind of sounds like maybe a sitar, maybe a mandolin, maybe a combination of them. One of these exotic plucked strings that we have. And basically it's doing a inversion of what is happening. It's playing the vocals are going downwards, so they get this instrument, I'm going to call it a sitar for the sake of simplicity, it goes upwards. And then when they go upwards, it goes downwards. It's doing a response contrary motion. Contrary motion just means, well, motion is contrary. One goes up, the other one goes down, that kind of thing. Very beautiful, especially now on top of the drums. And usually when we talk about this kind of thing, I usually always talk about how having these melodies and then adding drums can have such a different effect. I will always bring out The Mirror by Dream Theater. Remind me to show it to you. And how, rhythmic sections can really, really change how everything plays out, right? And in this case, we're doing the opposite. We started with the rhythmic section, and now we are bringing in the melodies and the chords and everything. And it's having a very, very similar effect. Let's see where this goes. Okay, so the percussion is increasing in intensity. Notice the whirlpool imagery encouraging the underwater theme, sucking down the lost souls, the center, the chain sounds with the visuals, and the side-like visuals as well. Very clever. I never pay attention to the visuals, so that's a good thing to point out. So yes, we are having now the rhythmic motifs are intensifying. They are bringing a lot more. We are adding more and more to the rhythm, somehow not suffocating it completely, still keeping that rhythmic motif, and of course this men's choir still giving us this very, very dark melody, and the sitar still giving us this really cool, really, really cool response. It's beautiful. Let's see where this goes. Mel, hey, how you doing? Yep. And we bring the bells. Now, when it comes to music, there is something called instrumentation or orchestration. So, instrumentation or orchestration. So, instrumentation, orchestration, they're basically the same concept. It's just that the snobs in academia call it orchestration. Everybody else calls it instrumentation. It is the study of using and picking the right instruments, not just for the right sound, but for the right psychological response. Now, when it comes to this, and yeah, this is a way of layering, like we're adding more and more layers to the rhythm. Exactly, Stranger. Exactly. So, we're having this, don't request songs yet. we are having this bell, which usually bells of this type are associated with some sort of final commitment. It's either going to be the happiest day of somebody's life in the form of a wedding, or the saddest day of somebody's life in the form of a funeral. That is the psychological response that most human beings that have heard bells will be trained to have. Just like when you hear an organ, you're always going to imagine that institutional hierarchy, the higher than thou kind of thing, in terms of like a church or a concert hall or something like that, right? So we have that going on with these bells, giving us, of course, Jazz mentioned that this is a permadeath kind of game, so it is that death is always at the next corner, waiting kind of feeling. Let's see where this goes. Oh, we're bringing a bit more. Okay, so now we had a couple of chords there. I'm not entirely sure what they were for, played by, but it was really cool. And now we switch over to a violin. I think it's violin, and it's doing a solo. Let me just see if it actually does a solo or if it's just a transition. So we swapped the vocals for a violin solo, which is a very, very cool thing to do, because when it comes to solos and nowadays breakdowns and dropping the beat are some of the freest form you can have. You don't need to reiterate any motifs. You don't need to actually explore nothing. You can actually bring in fresh new material, completely unheard, and it's going to work. Because when it comes to solos, when it comes to breakdowns, when it comes to dropping the beat, the rule of cool takes over. Do not request songs yet, please. And it's just it's so cool. Astro, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the mosh pit. The bells playing there for a moment are actually an area-specific thing. The Celator bells ring all four to open the gate to freedom. There you go. So it even has other connotations. Let's see where this goes. We bring these back. Oh, we actually had a snare there. Nice. And we are still... And now we are having this... Now the vocals are no longer doing the call to the response that the sitar is doing. This is really cool. Now the vocals are taking the entire thing, the entire phrase, not just the sitar. Like, it's no longer waiting for the sitar to answer. It's actually doing the whole thing, while the sitar is still behaving as if there is a call and response going. So, let's see. Astro, behave. This is your only warning. Let's see. And yeah, we basically repeat that. We take the thing, we bring back the initial drum loop, and then it's gonna loop because it's a 207. So there you go. That was fascinating. There you go. We bring back, basically just mirror the start from the end. And there you go. That was Lacrimosa Dies Ilia from the Deepwoken OST by Noctigonis. Very good stuff. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer. My objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happened here musically. So if you're watching this on the video archive thing, thank you for watching. Make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, become a member, turn on notifications, become a member. I just said that. If you want to listen to this without me interrupting every 3 seconds, I will be linking it in the description. If you want to request a song, if you're in the live stream, do not request yet. And if you want to request and you're not on the live stream, go to the Discord, link down below. Go to the LFA requests channel and follow the instructions on the pinned messages. And if you want to catch the streams when they happen live, we aim for Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. Otherwise, link down below for the Twitch and the Discord. They have the stream schedule showing in your local time zone. And follow the gaming channel. We have a gaming channel where the VODs for the gaming after shows happen. Games are Basterd. It's linked down below, but it's same user. Just swap the J for a G and you found it. So there you go. That was Lacrimosa from Deepwoken. I'm having a hard time believing this is from a Roblox game, dude. I'm absolutely having a hard time believing it. But there you go. Good stuff. But yeah, let's move on.